Before I reintroduce Lisa, one of our friends tonight has brought some leaflets advertising poetry in the city. Pick one up. Some great things happening. There's celebrations of the poetry of Sylvia Plath, Sappho, Dante, Rimbaud, and lots of other good things. So they're here and they look like events worth supporting. So thanks for bringing those in. And now I'd like to welcome back to the Dodo stage Lisa Kelly. Here she is.
Thank you very much. And I was struck by what Jasmine said about, another dad poem coming, because my dad, or our dad, died 3 years ago, and it was on Christmas Day, and this Christmas Eve I was quite sick. I had the flu, and I was doped up, any excuse to get the Nurofen is I think it's high I get at the moment. And it got me out of the cooking as well, but that was another plus. But obviously your thoughts when you were a little bit out of it sort of tended towards that horrible day. The eve of your death. 3 years ago and Christmas Eve, and I'm in bed as were you, half dead with flu. Down below the radio. Venite adoremus, venite adoremus. Something frenzied from the nutcracker, applause to nothing, nothing snatched from its jaws. Let heaven and nature sing. I lie behind a closed door, sounds of preparation, how remote they are, as they must have been, life unseen. This shrunken world has its own white centre. You were mine that night, visiting, a journey ending in the Holly Ward. We thought your situation stable, and I'm unable to leave you now, as I was unable to leave you then. Years to review without you. I dope myself on ibuprofen, get up like Lazarus to descend, sleep in heavenly peace. You'll be grateful I didn't sing those, but that was the radio going on down below. So, okay. Yes, on the death theme, my son nearly died a couple of weeks ago. I shouldn't laugh, but the title is "Dane, You Fucking Idiot." So I apologise for that, because you'll see why. And it just struck me how quickly something absolutely awful can happen. When you're just trying to go and shop in Tesco's. So, Dane, you fucking idiot. Dane, I scream again. Dane, you fucking idiot. And he looks around, takes in the double-decker bus, jumps back off the crossing onto the curb as the bus rolls into the space where his 8-year-old body was a split second ago. And I scream, you could have been killed, as the bus rolls on. I take his hand and I'm conscious of the people standing, waiting for the man to go green, who are looking at us. And they cross to the sound of the beeps, and my heart beats what? Steady. I wait for some sort of reaction. Tears! Yes, I expect tears. But neither one of us cry, and I hold his hand tight. We do what we were going to do seconds before and cross to the shop to buy his magazine, and I ask, why didn't you wait for the man to go green? And again, you could have been killed. And now his lips trembling and his body shaking in its winter coat as he echoes, I could have been killed, in a half sob. But he's not crying, not really crying, because he wants to get on with the business of buying his magazine. And I pay with a note and get change, and he takes Pocket World, and we walk home in silence. But I have this image in my head of his little head looking up at the bus and taking it in, the front of that big red bus. And the driver who didn't sound the horn, and I think it was almost balletic the way he jumped back and the bus moved forward. The timing was so perfect, like a bullfight, where the bullfighter steps aside and the red cape swishes over horns. I try and describe what happened to my daughter and mimic the timing, the perfect timing with my hands, by moving my right fist forward and my left hand back, at right angles to each other in opposing trajectories at the same time. But it takes practice. And I can't even rub my tummy with one hand and pat my head with another, and so fail. And I feel like the fisherman who says, you should have seen the one that got away, and embraces air. There's nothing to show for it. No cut, bruise, ripped clothes, nothing. Except later, there's the recurring thought, what if the last thing he heard, if he had been hit, was, "Dane, you fucking idiot!" And I wept. Okay, this is a little less dramatic, but again on the family theme. This is one for the women in my family. I don't know about any of you, but families have their traditions with names, and in our family, it's the letter L. Every woman in the family has to have a name beginning with L, whether you like it or not. So you can imagine what that's like coming into the family if you haven't got a name beginning with L. So you're going to be ostracised. So, links. Lillian chose Linda for her first girl, Spanish for beautiful. She gave me her second best, Lisa, a diminutive of Elizabeth. Oath of God. The pattern set for L, our female initial. Linda had Lucy, bringer of light. We knew Lisanne's name was right, and sure enough she married my brother. If she'd had a daughter, she would have been a flower, Lily. My daughter Lottie, short for Charlotte, free, strong-willed, which my mother-in-law called her until she had no choice at the christening, looks for her name on a keyring, badge, band for her hair. No Lottie yet, but Charlotte's there. And now there are girlfriends for the boys. The new Lucy is light for her charm and poise. We have nicknamed Olivia, although she doesn't know, Livia. The men don't play these games. They are confident in their surnames. And on the feminist theme, I don't know, how women were treated or how women are treated today, but in the Middle Ages, there are all these, the ducking stool and these horrible instruments of torture. And I came across something called a scolds bridle, and you can actually see a picture of it. Well, lots of pictures of it. It's kind of like this metal frame with this piece of iron that goes in the mouth, and really nasty ones have a spike. So if you talk, well, you don't talk. And actually on YouTube, Rick Mail has got a woman wearing one and sort of leading her around a town. And not many people are taking much notice. So maybe we're the next fashion, I don't know. Anyway, so this is called Scold's Bridle. Whore, come closer. Stop nagging. Touch metal spike. Tongue of iron will. Silence. Sir, want to pierce her? Curb plate into hole, just ram, iron frame fits onto head, padlocked on back. 'Tis droll, no? Made by my own hand, sharp-tongued, bent to the will of man. Dead easy, better than hand strike. Tremor of her tongue slightest will ring would-be word into shriek. Note, ring and chain attached. Parade your nag, would-be nags make afraid. Woman with opinion, freak. And finally, I came across this picture at the National Portrait Gallery, and you can see it on the web, but it's of Edith Sitwell and Marilyn Monroe, two totally different women, but obviously enjoying a very close relationship, and you can see them on this sofa chatting. And I looked up some of the notes that Edith Sitwell wrote about in her diaries about Marilyn Monroe, and she's obviously very struck by her intelligence, and obviously something that she's not particularly renowned for, with that wonderful body and fantastic actress. So this poem is about that and their relationship, and the title is the first line. In a black dress, Edith Sitwell with Marilyn Monroe on a sofa in the Sunset Tower Hotel, mismatched bookends. Monroe wears a green dress, appearing to Sitwell like a daffodil. And you can see why, despite the black and white of the print, from life, a bright head nodding on a tender stem as they talk of Rudolf Steiner. Sitwell's dress sweeps the floor, Monroe's exposes her legs. They are each other's negative, but connected, turned towards each other at their core, women rooted in understanding. Like the face of a beautiful ghost, a little spring ghost. The burden of breaking through, flowering for so short a time. Thank you very much.
That is a fantastic portrait, if anybody's seen that at the National Portrait Gallery. So that was Lisa Kelly, an hell of a poet, who's all heart tonight. And give her more applause, please. And now, Jasmine and Corey.